an oratory essay on the quiet genius of the lock. Ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered here not to discuss passwords as mere strings of characters, nor to debate the best practices of two-factor authentication, nor even to wax poetic about the thrill of a secure login. No, we are here tonight to confront a deeper encryption, a truth buried in the bones of this sentence. A good password is a strong combination of liars and thieves. Let us not misstep. This is not a joke. This is not a clever turn of phrase. This is a fragment of doctrine, and it belongs in the book of locks and keys, the oral tradition of those who understand that nothing valuable survives in the open. This sentence is not about data. It is not about protection. It is about knowledge, what you know, and what you must become in order to keep it. The nature of a password. A password is not just a word. It is a barrier with memory. It is the gate spell that allows one to pass from the common world into the interior chamber. A password is not chosen for its truth. It is chosen for its secrecy. It is not judged by how honest it is, but by how difficult it is to guess. This alone should alert you to the wisdom contained in the fragment. For what, my friends, is harder to guess than the mind of a liar? What slips faster through the fingers than the intention of a thief? If we desire strength in a password, then we must invoke the very attributes we despise in people: deception, disguise, and the will to take. This is the paradox of protection. To guard against evil, one must sometimes make strategic alliances with shadows. The lie is the first line. Why does a liar make for a good lock? Because a lie bends the surface of truth. It warps predictability. A lie is a curve in the road of logic, a detour from expectation. If a password were a truth, say, "My name is John," then it would fail instantly, because truth is linear, it is guessable, it is born of habit, and a habit is vulnerability. But a lie, "My name is Dracula on Tuesdays," is illogical. It creates a zone of friction, a hesitation. Liars are engineers of disorientation. They plant plausible falsehoods and twist trails. And this is what a good password does. It whispers, "Go ahead, try to guess." But no matter how many truths you feed into the machine, it will not open. The lie guards the door because it does not want to be known. The third, the thief is the architect of entry. Now let us turn to the thief, not the guardian, but the infiltrator. Why must we draw from thievery to construct protection? Because only the thief understands the lock. A lock is not an abstract thing to a thief. It is an invitation, a challenge, a question posed in brass and algorithm. The thief studies the psychology of access. They learn how others fail. They learn how keys are made, hidden, and stolen. So when building a password, it is wise to think like a thief, not just to deter one, but to become one in spirit, to see through the keyhole from both sides. The best password is written not by a guard, but by a ghost. It hides in plain sight. It wears the fingerprints of 100 failed attempts. And yet, it does not open. Why? Because the thief who built it made sure the obvious answer was never the right one. The fourth paradox of trust. Here we touch the heart of the fragment. A good password is a strong combination of liars and thieves. It is a sentence built on paradox. For what sane person entrusts their security to a liar? Who would enlist a thief to defend a vault? And yet, that is precisely the design of every good encryption. Its complexity is an act of misdirection. Its depth is built from deceit. And its strength? Stolen from the minds of those who tried to break it. The good password does not stand tall and noble. It lurks. It pretends to be weak. It conceals its true nature behind broken syntax and strange capitalization. It is, by design, a kind of liar, a kind of thief. This is the terrible brilliance of it. Only liars and thieves can truly protect something, because only they know how to break it. V. Beyond cybersecurity, a social critique. Now step back with me, zoom out. Let the metaphor breathe. What else, I ask you, is guarded with liars and thieves? What else is password protected, not by strings of characters, but by systems of misdirection and stealth? The answer is almost everything that matters. Think of wealth. Think of the secret meetings of power. Think of personal histories. Think of your own psyche. Are these things not locked? And when they are they not guarded, consciously or unconsciously, by lies, by theft? You lie to others to protect your heart. You steal from your past to construct your present. Every secret worth having is protected by a kind of encryption, one that tells a false story to ward off intrusion. The lie, I'm fine. The theft, I've moved on. Passwords, friends, are not limited to computers. We wear them on our faces. We embed them in our stories. We write them in the pauses between what we say and what we mean. Sixth, internal encryption. Let us go even further. What if the password is not just for external access? What if it is also used against the self? What if the mind itself uses liars and thieves to protect you from knowing what you already know? This is repression. This is the fortress of trauma. The memory is there, but behind a vault door designed by fear. And fear, as it turns out, is a master forger of keys that do not work. When a person says they cannot remember, it is not always because the data is gone. Sometimes it's because the password is too complex. It was built by the thief within, the one who steals evidence. It was protected by the liar inside, the one who whispers, "That never happened." In this way, the fragment becomes a psychology, a diagnosis. A good password is a strong combination of liars and thieves. Yes, and some of us have very good passwords indeed. Seventh, encryption as identity. Consider now the idea that we ourselves are passwords, composite barriers of truth and misdirection, shaped by what we conceal and what we reveal. Who are you? What is your character, your essence? Most people answer with a resume of roles. I'm a teacher, a father, a musician, a good person. But these are not passwords. These are usernames. The password, the real one, is in the details that contradict those roles. The times we stole from the version of ourselves we were supposed to be. The moments we lied to preserve an illusion. These are the variables that make us strong. Not proud, not good, not noble, but strong. Because weakness, in the world of security, is predictability. And human beings, despite their claims, are built to lie and to steal from themselves. This is not a flaw. It is an architecture. It is how the deeper self survives beneath the outer shell. 8. The secret as a sacred thing. Let us not forget, the password protects the secret, and the secret is holy. The sacred has always required guardianship. In ancient temples, it was guarded by priests. In military bases, by clearance levels. In the soul, by shame. The good password, then, is not just a tool of protection. It is a ritual mask designed to keep the sacred untouched. to keep the unworthy out, and yes, sometimes to keep the self out until the self is ready. That is why the password must be cunning. That is why it must contain liars and thieves, because truth alone is too easily captured. It is better, sometimes, for the truth to be hidden beneath misdirection, to be buried beneath the false name, the broken code, the red herring. That way, only the worthy find it, or the desperate, or the one who remembers the lie they told to begin with. 9. Breaking the password. Now we come to the final question. What happens when the password fails? What happens when someone guesses it? Then the lie collapses. The thief is revealed. The vault is opened. This can be a liberation or a disaster. Sometimes the secret was toxic, and it is a blessing to be freed. Other times it is the act of betrayal itself, an unwanted exposure. But in both cases, the password held, until it didn't. And in that break, there is truth. Not the soft truth of personality, but the hard truth of consequence. Every secret revealed was once thought safe. Every vault cracked once boasted its own invincibility. And yet still, we build them. We build better passwords, longer ones, stranger ones, more dishonest, more thieving, because we understand on some level that the truth without protection is just a vulnerability. 10. Closing benediction. And so, my friends, let us return once more to the fragment. A good password is a strong combination of liars and thieves. It is a joke, perhaps, but it is also a cipher. It knows what locks know, that honesty cannot guard the sacred, that innocence is not enough, that the gate must be tricky, must be crooked, must be made not just of letters, but of hesitation, misdirection, and strange memory. In a world where everything can be stolen, the only true protection is to design the lock using the very hands that would pick it. Liars and thieves, so may your passwords be strange. May your secrets be sacred. And may you understand, at last, why even angels wear disguises.